Hey everybody, welcome back to Alpha Infinity Tech. Like most of you, I watched CitizenCon 2025 with a lot of hope and perhaps a little bit of skepticism. You know, if you've been in the Star Citizen universe like I have since 2014 as a backer, you've been through the ups and downs of the different versions of the player universe. The bugs, your character being murdered by elevators, floating through walls, losing your ship in quantum as you're walking through the ship. There's been a lot. But there's also been some great things. You know, we've been able to play with friends, enjoy the universe out there together, explore, and see some of the incredible environments that they've created. But as all of you know, when you come to my channel, you're not getting a fanboy perspective. I'm going to give them credit where credit is due, and I'm going to criticize when it's necessary. And so with that in mind, I wanted to give you a brief synopsis of my thoughts about CitizenCon 2025 and where I think Star Citizen is headed, because it has evolved a lot in the past year or so. And I think there's reason to be positive. There were three big takeaways for me from CitizenCon 2025, and we have to start the discussion with Nyx because Star Citizen is about to push outward again. Nyx is supposed to arrive in Alpha 4.4 as the next frontier, lawless, dangerous system. Over 2026, the system will evolve with new planets, expanded points of interest, mining, and exploration content. But when it releases, at launch, it will have Levski. And Levski has been physicalized as a landing zone built into a Delamar asteroid complete with hangars, docking, commerce, and even EVA walkways. There will be EVA zones and zero gravity traversal letting you drift between modules, walk external walkways, and of course there's the risk of even floating off. And Levski will incorporate industrialized gameplay elements to keep things interesting out there for you miners and space truckers. So have no fear, there will be plenty to do. And speaking of mining, there will be an ore refining center on Levski. So for you miners that are out there mining in the belt, there will be a place for you to come and refine your product. Mining in Nyx will not just be Stanton with new scenery. It's poised to be a wild frontier economy where risk and logistics will shape everything. Far-flung belts like Keegar, sensor warp nebula regions, and minimal UE footprint make mining here as much about preparation and cunning as brute force. Nyx won't be for the casual miner. It's going to be for those who thrive on risk, reward, and the thrill of carving profit from the edge of civilization. So, welcome to the frontier. I'm feeling fairly optimistic about what Nyx is going to bring to the verse, especially since it borders Vanduul space. I foresee a lot of different gameplay loops that they'll be able to write to make things very interesting out there. The next big thing that caught my attention at CitizenCon 2025 was the improved Genesis tech. Right now, in Star Citizen, planets are built using Planetech 4, where temperature and humidity maps drive basic biomes, hand-placed outposts, moderate vegetation, and there's visible repetition in assets and relatively shallow draw distances for detailed ground cover. We've all seen it when we're flying low. With Genesis and Planetech 5, everything is getting smarter, deeper, and more natural. Terrain now understands geology, soil type, slope, sunlight exposure, and assets like rocks and flora will place themselves where they make sense. Biomes emerge rather than being painted. Textures stop repeating, and POIs grow from terrain and lore rather than being tacked on. It's not just prettier, it enables different gameplay, exploration where every slope matters, mining where geology is visible and traceable, and a universe that feels alive rather than staged. Not all planets are going to immediately feature the Genesis 5 tech. There's likely to be variations in what gets the full treatment versus what remains on older terrain tech until everything is upgraded. And we need to worry a little bit about performance optimization. This is not a trivial challenge. This high density terrain, high detail flora, and long draw distances are going to mean heavier loads on the systems that we game on. Balancing visuals versus FPS and streaming latency will matter. My hope is that this technology will be optimized to the point where a wide range of players can use it. not just those with the top tier hardware. The third and final thing that really caught my attention were the quality of life improvements for the players that have happened over the past year and will continue into the future. There are still desync, lag, and network issues, and there are still crashes and deadlocks under certain conditions. Even performance, there's a wide variability between certain systems in Stanton and what you might find out there in Pyro. Things are not perfect in the Star Citizen universe, but I'm now able to have a 3, 4, or 5 hour live stream with relatively few problems. Yes, there are still desyncs, and occasionally there's a crash, but most of the time I'm put back into the universe right where I left off without any consequences. That is a huge improvement over where things were in version 3, for sure. So they are evolving. They are fixing things. There's still a ton of work to do, but things are getting better. To summarize, I'm cautiously optimistic after CitizenCon 2025. There's still a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of improvements to be made, but it seems like they're headed in the right direction. Now, for those that are a little bit disappointed that I didn't do ship reviews, I actually did do an initial thoughts on the Anvil Paladin, which I'll link in the top right-hand corner. Go check it out. And if you like my content, please hit that like, subscribe, and smash that bell so that you'll get updates when I release new videos on the channel. And as always, and I'm counting on it, if I got something wrong in this video, please let me know in the comments below. I'm not into putting out bad information, and we'll make corrections if there was anything that was not right here. And don't forget that we're going to be giving away an L21 in December to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment below. Also, if you're interested in seeing what hardware I run, the hardware that I'm using, our Discord server link, as well as my referral link is all in the description below. So go check it out. The stars are alive. The verse is waiting for all of us. Let's get out there, and I hope to see you soon.